Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope the end of the semester is finding you well and that everything is going swimmingly with you. Um, the final project, just wanted to get on to remind everybody, is due May 1st. You submit it just like you did the midterm. You go to the humanities101.org submission page, uh, submit the link. Make sure that my doc at humanities101.org has access to view your file. Okay, so the email that I copy on all the emails I send to you, I send it always. I copy doc on that. Doc at humanities101.org. Give that file access, or that's me. Give me access, and you can submit your file that way. Okay. If you've got a public video, you could submit the link to that there as well. Right. So if it's a YouTube video or a TikTok or something like that, you can post the link there so I can view it. Okay. So that is, yes. Yeah, that's totally upload it to YouTube and then submit the link. That would be perfect. And I know they're a little delayed. It's okay. It's okay. The questions are good because other people will have them. So again, remember that for this project, right, you are looking at a barrier that humans face, and you're going to come up with a solution, a small change that we can make to overcome some obstacle for that group of people. Okay, what we call micro-accommodation. So think $200 or less. And again, that's just a ballpark. I'm just, I want you to start thinking about the small ways, right, in which we can change things for the better. Because often we hear it's too big, I can't do anything. But many philosophers, writers, artists have said differently, right? Always think of J.R. Tolkien and the words that he put in Gandalf's mouth about the small little things that hold evil at bay. It's not the big grand gestures or the great power. It's the everyday small things. Yes, you do, just like with the midterm, right? So you're going to identify that group, right? Identify the obstacle, just like I did on the sample video that I sent out to you. I said, okay, well, people are staying at a hotel, and this hotel, put out these earbuds or these earplugs with an acknowledgement of the fact that this is loud, an acknowledgement of the fact that this is uncomfortable, and that they acknowledge that this might be not so great for you. And just that simple fact of acknowledgement, like I said, I'll stay at that hotel forever when I go to Cleveland. That is my hotel now. People have asked, can you work with a partner? Yes, you just both want to submit. Even if it's one video that you've posted on YouTube or whatever, both submit so that I have a submission under both of your names. Okay. And AJ, it's AJ with Humanities down there, is posting some answers. So again, you can trust their answers. All right. They've asked the questions before you guys have. Even today, when we were getting ready for today's lecture, they were like, hey, I got a couple questions. And they were preparing answers just in case you all had them. So again, we're all learning from each other. So that's awesome, right? Let's see. So deadline again, May 1st. Get it in May 1st. Noon is the deadline. And I know that some people have a hard time, things happen. Make sure that it's in by the end of the day. Okay. I'm waking up on the 2nd and I'm grading. All right. So if it's at 12:05, that's okay. If there's something that happens, but 12, try to get it in at noon. Midnight is definitely hard because I wake up in the, AJ will tell you, I'll probably wake up at midnight and start grading. So those are the deadlines. Now, as far as grades will be posted. The college requires grades to be posted on May 6th. So grades will be posted for the college credit seeking students on May 6th. If you are a non-credit seeking student and you're just taking this class for your own interest, again, you get a passing grade, contact me and I can provide a certificate for you. All right. It holds no credit value, but it does show competency in the things that we've talked about. So let's see those deadlines. Look, other questions, and I see some questions coming in, and I see that they are getting answered. Yes, and you do, Dana. That is what you do, Danya. Sorry, I read that as Dana, and then I saw Danya, so I realized my mistake. Um, and again, people have asked about images, right? There are tons of ways. There are stock free images, but you're using these for educational purposes, right? And so if you need to, before the video posts, and if you're worried about that and you don't want to make it public, then don't make it public. But for educational purposes, and spontaneous educational use, you can utilize images, right? You're not making money off of this. I'm not making money off of this. We're trying to educate each other. I've even, had to help, large organizations know, hey, I'm a teacher. I can make a copy of this picture, right? So you can, Nana, but you don't have to. You can talk about any number of obstacles. Like I mentioned, one of the micro accommodations that I saw were foot washing stations at a college, free menstrual products. A small micro accommodation are the fact that, if you've ever been to Walmart on Saturday mornings now, they do a sensory hour where they turn down the lights, turn off the music, and let people shop in quiet and subdued lights, right? So basically, you're just going to point out a marginalized or othered group in humanity, an obstacle they face, and a solution for that obstacle, right? So those are your three parts. That's what I'm looking for. I've identified a community, I've identified an obstacle, and here's a solution, right? So again, this is applied humanities. This isn't theoretical humanities. This is applied humanities, right? Yes, I like it too, because I learn as much from you as anything, because you all will have amazing ways and new ways of thinking of solving old problems that have been there forever. So go to it, right? Think of creative ways, think of inexpensive every day. And some of these, again, maybe things that you already do in your house, you already do with family members. But think about how we could scale that, right? How can we scale that? And again, I sent details to email. So if you didn't get that email, send me an email and I will forward you all those details. But I did send a detailed email out with links to examples on my TikTok and things like that. Yeah, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. There could be lots of different obstacles and ways in which people are left out and felt to be other than, right? So I want you to think of ways that we can include more people, right? That's kind of what the whole mission of this thing is to small little ways that we can show other humans, hey, I see you. I recognize you. You're a human. I recognize that. And sometimes, really, that's all we need. It's all we need is just recognition of our existence. And then we can keep existing. So that's what we're working on. All right. Yeah, totally, Celine. Right. Think about all of the different ways in which you can stimulate. So yeah, these are all great questions. Again, May 1st is the hard deadline. Okay. So I've seen lots of some really good examples coming through. Like I said, people are looking at different physical and mental and intellectual disabilities, but also, again, they're looking at the ways in which certain groups of people, based on ethnic, religious, even regional characteristics or something like this, have been othered, made to feel less than, made to feel outside of. One of the groups that one of your colleagues is dealing with is ESL speakers. And if you have walked around a metropolitan region, you know that there are people who speak multiple different languages. And we could micro accommodate for those multiple languages in very, very, very easy ways. Right. And if you think about, companies like IKEA. All right. Now, I know that you may have, if you've ever put together their furniture, you're like, oh my God. But their whole point is that their instructions do not need translation because they are pictures. Now, right, we can identify a couple different groups right now that cannot see pictures and therefore would not accommodate them. However, They're trying to, universal design is kind of a utilitarian. You're hitting the biggest amount. You're not going to get everybody. AJ and I were just talking about that about an hour ago. How you can try to accommodate for everyone, but you will never truly accommodate for everyone. So you have to have that goal in mind, but always know that it's an unattainable goal. Okay. So I just want you to try, point that way, and start walking. Okay. So great questions. I love you guys' ideas. There have been some fabulous drafts that I've already seen come through. So again, I will happily answer questions if you have them, leading up till next week. But again, the big thing is a lot of people are trying to ask questions before they finish the reading. And that second half of the book is all about what this project is about. It's about thinking of new ways. And so if you only read The Ivory Tower and you only read The Retrofit, your mind is in the last century. I need you to finish the book and get up here into the 21st century with the rest of us. Okay. Let's see other announcements. If you go to the website, the Humanities 101 page, humanities101.org page, right now there is a survey. If you want to participate, that is a voluntary survey. It's not required for class. It's not even connected to class, but this is part of my research into the quality of life for micro-accommodations, autistic individuals, neurodivergent individuals. So if you or someone you know is autistic, you can take the survey. This is a survey for both autistic people. There are two surveys, and people who know autistic people. So feel free to take either survey, share it with your friends, post it on your social media. This would be a wonderful way to, get involved in some research. And again, we're working towards quality of life. Again, applied humanities. Okay. And the best thing is that, some of you I might be contacting and go, this micro-accommodation is brilliant. I want to give you credit for this, and I want to start telling people that these are the kinds of things they can do. Can I do that? Right. Because I think as an undergraduate student, it's really good to have those things under your belt and for your resume. Which, speaking of, if you're 18 or older, okay, and so again, dual enrollment students, I apologize, but this message is not for you. But if you're 18 or older and you're interested in volunteering, we are also, seeking volunteers. We have a volunteer sign up form on the page. And after May 1st, you can volunteer this summer, even next fall for the foundation. We've got a lot of exciting stuff going on. We are going to be launching a book. We're going to be working on, websites. We just secured another grant today. So we're going like gangbusters. But people with business experience, graphic design, ads, I've got Google ad money that I can't spend every day because I can't create ads. So graphic designers, all of that stuff, you can graduate with a portfolio. Because we are an up and coming charity. We are an autistic led, autistic founded, autistic controlled, which, again, this is something that if you're interested in building out that portfolio and getting some work, or getting some volunteer work in, this could be a wonderful way to do that. We have a section on the website that you can click, volunteer. There are suggested topics, but those aren't the only topics we need. We need all kinds of interest and help. Again, more minds on a solution are going to be better minds on a solution. So if you're interested, working with me, working with people like AJ, like that, and kind of making the world a better place, then check that out. That could be something that you look into for this summer or even the fall, or even next winter, because that's a way that you could secure a letter of recommendation from me, both as a student and as a employee, right? Or quote unquote volunteer employee. So let's see. We also, if you're interested just in knowing what the foundation's doing, we have a Discord. We just launched a Discord yesterday. And this is a community Discord, which will have information, calls to action, updated information, in the realm of micro-accommodations, neurodiversity, all of that stuff. So if you're interested, you're a member of Discord, you can join that. That's open and public. AJ and I hang out in there. We were just in there this afternoon prepping for this. Often when I leave TikTok lives, I'll go over there and hang out as well. So it's kind of like it's community, right? It's just a place where we can build community, share ideas, and start getting some good work going. So survey, volunteers, Discord. I have made all my announcements. We are 17 minutes in, and I know some people might just be getting here, but we have reviewed the deadlines again, May 1st. We are final project due. Yeah, this is not a and thank you. This is my workspace. It's obviously visually very busy, right? But I always kind of drop the green screen the last lecture so that you can kind of see the crazy space in which I work. This is all whiteboard where I plan out classes and projects and all kinds of fun stuff. But right now, this is both my office, and then when I hang up my shingle as a professor and start my work as a I'm more of a ringleader. I was going to say an orchestra leader, but more of a ringleader of a nonprofit. Then this is where the magic happens, and we start working on, putting good ideas into good use. So if you're frustrated like I am at the slow pace of the movement of society, and after COVID, you've kind of looked around and said, "Why are we trying to go back? What is that?" Maybe Humanities 101 Foundation is a place that you might want to volunteer. And again, you don't have to be interested or know anything about disability inclusion, universal design, anything like that. You're a business student and you want something for your resume. Hey, I'm not a math teacher. I don't know numbers. Excel scares me. But not beyond that, I get your insights to go, no, old man, that's not how that works. And I learned so much from you. I remember a couple years ago, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, when a student came in and said, "Have you heard of Chat GPT?" And I said, "No." And he said, "You got to check this out." And we sat down and he showed it to me for about a half an hour. And then we tried to break it by asking it a bunch of theological questions. and I've been fascinated ever since. And again, so I learn a lot from you all as well. So if you want to, take me on as a student, and have me take you on as a student as well, then check out volunteering. We've got a simple form. It's just contact information. Either myself or AJ will get in touch with you, and we'll see how we can bring you in. And again, what I want to do is provide you some value in putting your work and your ideas out there and giving you credit for it. That's the other thing, because lots of people with that on their name, I have worked for them in the past, and my name never gets on anything. So I want to make sure your names are on everything. So, people are asking about a meeting after the live. Okay. Well, I thought we have chatted via email and everything was good. Thumbs up. We were adding the images, right? But yes, email me and we can chat. All right. If we need to FaceTime or call, we can do that. Okay. But yes, I thought we were chatting all day yesterday and you did want a meeting, but then after we chatted and looked at a few things, we were good, but maybe that was my confusion. All right. But I'll be looking forward to an email from you. Okay. No big deal. It's not a big deal. I've got a Google Meet. I can even send you a StreamYard link and we can meet in the studio, even though I don't record or broadcast it on YouTube. Okay. There are many ways that I can get in touch with you. And we can sit face to face if we need to, even if it's virtually. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other concerns? I will be on campus May 6th. There's a meeting on campus. So if you have any concerns, interests, or problems, you need to meet with me for anything. I know your project will be due or be long turned in, but if you do need to set up want to set up a face-to-face meeting with me, I will be on campus on the 6th of May, and I can be there all day if need be. So even if you're like, hey, let's talk about humanities over shawarma, we can do that. Okay. I like falafel better. It's just me. All right. So, any other questions? Any other concerns? Sorry, big slurp of coffee. It's really good. It's not out of the drip pot. It's out of one of them fancy machines. It spits out the water. What spits out the water? But yeah. And again, so after this meeting, if we need to meet, we'll meet one on one. I will be going live on TikTok on the Humanities 101 Foundation page. Probably tonight, more than likely tomorrow or Thursday. I've got meetings all day Thursdays, but I will be going live here and there. So if you need to get a quick question in or whatever, that's also a good place. I've seen some of you pop in and ask quick questions, which is nice. That's again another way in which you can communicate. All right. All right. So I don't see any other questions coming through. I've had a really good time. I think that, again, this is a different style, a different mode for a lot of you. Might have been, I know, actually, I read the emails that it was nerve wracking for a lot of you at the beginning of the semester. But trying new things and innovating can be uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that I'm innovating. I'm saying that you guys are innovating. You're the students going through this. You're the ones that are learning on the other end of this. I am trying things out. I may screw up, right? And so that's why I'm depending on you to tell me thumbs up, thumbs down. But also, I've got to have a little bit of a little bit of turn the other eye at the beginning of the semester, because I know that any change is hard, right? Any change and any difference. And a lot of you are begging me, use this program, use that program, where when I know that when you're on that program, you're like, why can't they use anything but this program? And that's okay. That's how we do things. It's a learning curve. Okay. Yes, and Sarah asked a question about more. Yes, right. So let me know if you post it and it's like, oh my god, this is going crazy. I got a buddy who's sending me pictures every 5 minutes of the millions of views that he's getting on his videos. Now, again, I'm not expecting millions, but if you get more than a couple hundred people, send me a screenshot of it, right? Because you're getting that message out there. You're spreading the applied humanities, right? And AJ, thank you for answering that question. Yes. It does not have to be from the book, though. You define the community. You define the ostracized or marginalized community. You define the obstacle, and then you come up with the solution. Yeah. Oh, wait. I'll show you one of my most prized possessions because he sits right up here. If you've ever seen the Lego movie, this guy right there, he's original. That's from the original Spaceship playset. So I love my Benny. He sits up there and watches. So okay. So questions, concerns, issues. I am going to. All right, I'm going to leave here, and I will send a link to Abu Bakr, and you can meet with me here. Okay. All right, guys. Have a wonderful time, and I will see you soon. Oh, I gotta hit the right button. Gee.